It's 135. Oh, man. So you got to go through Denton. You come over that shitty hill there in Denton. That's where you're from. I know where you're from, boss. And then you jump out then you get on the Stemmons. Then you go into a real town, right? Let me guess, Fort Worth or Arlington. All right. Enough with, hey, I just wasted 30 minutes of my life again on shitty Cowboy guy. Let me get to a real team. Oh, but wait. All season. Big Sills has been fucking spot on. Spot on. So let me see how many moves you've made. Quarterback. OT. I thought you guys had all this. Zander had this guy on last week. Deepest roster in the fucking history of the National League. And I'm like, what the hell is he looking at? Hey, you went and got yourself a corner. Here's what I think happens tomorrow. You get a safety and you sign an edge. I wouldn't be shocked if you signed another offensive lineman. By the way, supers will be red. Zander had to do a lot of working because Howie was drunk with trades over the week. Woo! He was drinking that whiskey sour. Let me make another trade. Let me make another trade. Oh, and by the way, how's that Gardner Johnson deal look now? Pathetic. I mean, you dump Kenyon. What's his name? Kevin? That stiff they drafted? Holy Madon. All right. 53-man roster will be set tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, cool. At 3 o'clock, the head football coach of the Bucs, Todd Bowles will be on with us. So we got that there for you. Howard Eskin's going to join us at 5:30. Without further ado, man who had to do a lot of work because Howie was working the phone lines. Howie had to upgrade that damn back end of that roster. Without further ado, my boy, Big C, Zander Krause joins us now. How you doing?
What up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
What's up with Cowboy guy?
I don't know. They need something, brother. If being a sports fan is supposed to be fun, Sills, it's supposed to be like a hobby for people. It's supposed to be an outlet.
Not agony.
It's not supposed to be misery. And Philly fans went through misery for a long time. And I think we're a happier bunch these days after 2 Super Bowls in 10 years, a couple appearances in the last 3 years. And we know that this team is good. And the documentaries that they're making about the Cowboys now from 30 years ago, we're making our own documentaries right now. The story's just not being told yet, but we're that team and we're becoming that team. And I think that's why they're coming out of the woodwork now because, Texas boy, it's one thing for the Eagles to win 12 games or 13 games and win the East. It's another thing for everybody to talk about us as much as they do, talk about us as a dynasty, look at how young our roster is, look at how good our general manager is, and say, holy shit, I'm going to have to deal with a lot of Eagles fans. How can I discredit? How can I take the pickaxe to the tree? And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to knock us down. And the Eagles are in a great position to really be cemented and cement their legacy right now.
Absolutely. All right, Zander, is this a fair statement? The Philadelphia Eagles have a great 25-man roster. The rest of it, I don't know.
Is that not every team in the NFL? Seriously,
you're not every team. You're the defending Super Bowl champions. Saying that on the Jets is one thing, or the Giants.
No, well, say it on the Chiefs.
Okay.
Say it on the Rams. Say it on the Commanders.
Okay.
Say it on the Lions, who, by the way, who got injuries last year and fell apart. One of the best teams in football.
And what won it for him? The back end of the roster is what won it for you last year because of injuries that guys came in and played for you that were significant. Every guy you let go was going to be a significant role. So much so you brought one back. I mean, they thought so much of Fred
Freddie J. You happy Freddie J's back?
I am back. And by the way, people are stupid because you know why? He's a 7-year guy. He doesn't have to go through waivers. That guy would have been a guy who could pick his team. Why didn't you, if you were not, he was going to be cut, why didn't you wait a day? Instead, they wanted him back before the Jaguars did anything and set their 53. So I would say this to you. No, I'd like that move because you know why? He has a role on this team. Is he a frontline guy? Absolutely not. But in his role in Philly, don't you think last year playing those 6 starts, there was a pretty 2 for Lane and 4 for Malata?
Well, no, I mean, I think Fred was a big piece. And I said this morning and last night when I went live last night that when you're operating the way the Eagles are right now, which is clearly with an eye on the future and the contracts coming, that's why they haven't spent any big money. There's ways to actually make improvements for your team, and there's ways to not. And this team is bolstering their depth. There's the one problem I would say that I think is a realistic problem to have with it would be what Bob Brown pointed out a little bit earlier today, that instead of being proactive, Howie's being reactive again. And I think part of that is by circumstance, by the draft picks that they have. It's easier to be
and being good.
Right. It's easier to be proactive when you don't have good draft picks. Now we have so many good draft picks. It's like, hey, we gotta kind of wait. I have to almost wait and see who does what before we can make a specific move or sign a big player. But I think that would maybe be the one thing. I think it's always better to be proactive than reactive. But I think we're in a good spot. I mean, I'm not really as worried about the depth. I like the Fred Johnson move. Sam Howell's not really doing it, but he's better than Kyle McCord, who was released. So I'm good with that.
And I didn't mind Nick saying on Saturday because, they were playing the game. They were probably trying to trade him. And he was playing the game when he said he didn't feel, he felt comfortable with him being on the 53 man if he had to. So I'm not killing him on that. But here, I agree with John McMullen. I think this is an indictment a little bit on what they didn't do this offseason. Is things that I was pointing out. And one of the comments and topics that I kept bringing up was that the 26 and 27 roster was by far more of a priority than 25. Their actions are dictating that now.
Well, I don't know if
they're going to sign an edge.
Important then, but
they're going to sign an edge. They're going to probably sign another safety. They may even sign another offensive lineman because he's going to wait until Tuesday's cuts.
Well, I don't think you could have done that much different. I don't think they're saying I don't care about 25.
No, I don't mean that.
Yeah, I think it's the nature of like when the merge happens of like, okay, that's when the financial trouble is going to hit because we got to pay defense and we're already paying offense. And that's where kind of the bubble is going to pop. So if we don't prep for it now, we're going to pay the cost even bigger later, and I think they're trying to avoid that. Now, it does look on the surface like they're prioritizing the future years more so than this one, but I don't think that's by direct decision. I think that's partly due to the good draft picks that we just talked about and some of the other contract problems that we have.
That Gardner Johnson deal looks awful now. Do you agree?
I said that. I've been saying that for a while. Well, the other thing I said was Terry McLaurin.
Since the beginning, I thought it was awful.
Well, the other thing I said, not to toot my own horn, but I said fucking a couple of weeks ago, if you're Washington, structure the deal like the Eagles, give them 3 years with an out after 2, and give them $60 million guaranteed. Now, I don't know how much guaranteed Terry got, but he got a 3-year, $32 million a year deal.
Was it 96?
I think it was 96, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know what the
guy wasn't going anywhere.
No, we knew he wasn't, but. Yeah, $96 million. I don't know what his guarantees are on that thing.
I think you'll see that tomorrow. Remember, the agent will release it. The NFLPA will release it tomorrow.
$60 million guaranteed. No. That was DK.
Okay, so the agent is going to throw that out now. So we'll find out more. $60 million guaranteed on a $96 million deal. I think that's where the holdup was. Where was the guaranteed money? Well, let me ask you something about Parsons. You think he runs out of that tunnel September 4th?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about this because I think Micah is a perfect player for Dallas because I think he kind of cares about, the how much talk there is about him too. And what do you think creates more talk for him and the Cowboy brand? It might be him sitting out. Think about it. Micah Parsons not going to play. Every outlet. Micah Parsons not going to play. Jerry Jones this, Jerry Jones that. Make another Netflix film. Blah, 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 blah.
What, it's covering the beating they're going to get on the 4th?
The beating's coming either way.
I get it. Right. Whether he's there or not.
What makes the Cowboys last in the media more? If Mike is out there, if Mike is out there, though, and they get their ass beat, then the Cowboys just stink. If Mike is not out there and they get their ass beat, everybody's saying, what is Jerry doing? They got to get Micah back out of. I think they create more headlines if Micah sits out.
I never thought of it this way. Micah sits out the first game because it's an ass beating and comes back for New York because it's in New York and they're going to win that game. Maybe.
Probably going to win that game. Yeah, who do you think should be the Giants' starting quarterback?
I'm going to say the first month in September should be Russell Wilson, and then I want to bring that guy. Remember, I said I would start Jackson Dart right away. That's
what I mean. Like, I don't know why. I get it that Russell's probably better at this point, but why?
Because he's going to get the ball out of his hands quicker, and he's seen the game.
I would just rather learn.
There's too many. No, I said I would play him right away. And I'd say, man, I would play him immediately. Get his ass out there. Get him in the fire. But I don't think that O-line's good enough to protect a young guy who hasn't really seen the game. What do you make of the Sam Howell move?
I mean, it's good depth, but it makes me wonder a little bit how long Tanner McKee is going to be out. But other than that, I think it was good. I mean, they basically got rid of very little to bring back a quarterback and got rid of Kyle McCord. I mean, Kyle McCord look, I'm a St. Joe's prep kid. I'm not trying to bash on him, but holy crap, he was not ready for this league or for this team. So didn't work. Got rid of him, got rid of DTR, and brought in a better quarterback. I mean, look, you got to remember this. Sam Howell's not the greatest quarterback, but he did throw for 4,000 yards almost in 2023. It was like 3,950. He did take the Eagles in 23, coming off a Super Bowl appearance and winners of the NFC to overtime in that game.
Like almost 800 yards in those 2 games.
Yeah, and had pretty good games. Now, again, I mean, it's a third quarterback.
Well, put in the context his role.
65 sacks, but you bashed Jalen for 38, and I was kind of on your side. Hey, too many sacks. Sam Howell had 65 sacks in 2023.
Wild. I mean, that's like seriously, that's like being in concussion protocol every other week.
It's ridiculous
when you're getting hit like that.
No, I mean, look, I do think it's an improvement though.
But don't you think it's more this? Because according to Ian Rappaport, that deal was going to be made anyway.
What deal?
The Sam Howell deal, whether or not he was injured or not, that deal was going to be made. Ian Rappaport.
Oh yeah, that's because the back two. That's because McCord and DTR sucked ice. They were terrible.
Okay, I'll understood. But don't you think it's got a little bit to do with this too? Do you really believe early in the season, if Hurts had to go down for a game, God forbid, 2 games, you really think they believe that Tanner McKee is going to be able to carry your football team with the lack of experience like that in games that mattered? Those games he got in didn't matter really at the back end. Now, they kind of did, but the trade had already pretty much – it did go to the last week when it came to home field. The Eagles were still in the conversation, but the Eagles sat their guys, if I'm not mistaken, for the New York game, right? Dude, do you think a little bit of that? I mean, you want to have a veteran guy back there. He's like the first veteran quarterback you've had back there as a backup quarterback since who? Flacco?
No. We had Gardner Minshew, remember?
Oh, Gardner. Yeah. Gardner Minshew, Sam Howell. Are they the same guy?
Kinda. I think Minshew was better. And he's not really he's a backup for what? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah. So they're kind of the same guy, right?
I think what's being proven more and more is that Tanner McKee is a valuable player.
I agree.
I think Tanner McKee is better than all these dudes we're talking about.
All right.
Gardner.
Let me go here now.
Gardner, better than McCord, better than McKee. Or no, better than McKee's not better than McKee. Better than DTR, better than whatever. All of them, seems like to me.
Is the corner on this team, yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's probably going to be Bennett in the future. I mean, they already made a move. I mean, how many moves are they going to make at corner?
I don't know. That's yet to be determined after tomorrow. There's going to be good players out there because of money.
Yeah, they might sign a player. They could sign a player. I think John's right. I think they're going edge.
I think they're going multiple places.
Yeah, they might. They might. I mean, they had 3 trades yesterday. I thought we were going to see a double trade today. We had nothing so far, but they had made some moves on the roster, but nothing crazy. Kenyon Green was released. You saw that, right?
Yep. And again, that's kind of sticks a knife in that trade.
Well, that CJ Gardner trade was always stupid. You know, it always didn't make sense. And the Eagles basically said, our culture and our organization is more important than you as a player. That's what they said. Now, we can analyze whether they're right or wrong. It's a different conversation. Objectively, that's what they said, though, because they basically traded away a pretty good safety who was cheap.
Yeah.
We're talking about paying Reed Blankenship $15 million. He was making $8 million.
Yep.
He was a cheap safety. And we traded him for nothing because he had a bad attitude. So you're basically saying our organization, our team, our locker room is fit to outlast you in this building more so than we need the talent of you as a player. I have a little bit of a problem with that mentality because this league is driven by talent. It's a superstars league. You can see that every time a preseason game airs on the TV, and you can see how shitty the brand of football is.
Yes.
All right. So I'm just saying, CJ could play. CJ could play at a high level. He proved that over and over again. We got rid of him for Kenyon Green because he was a little bit of a shit talker. Really? I mean, really?
That's not good enough.
It's football. Don't you want shit talkers?
Yes.
Like, I want shit talkers.
Yeah.
Especially a couple of them. I don't need everybody to be a shit talker, but gotta have a couple of them. So we'll see, man. That could be a move that bites him in the ass, but we'll see.
So do you think the move for the edge is going to be a, B, or a C move? And what I mean by that is higher the equity and higher the grade. Like if it's an A move, you're talking about giving up a first rounder. If it's a B move, we're talking about giving up anywhere between a 3 and a 5. If it's a C, you're down there with 5 and 6 again. What type of move do you think this is going to be?
For edge?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's going to be a B move, but I'd like it to be an A move.
An A move?
I feel like
so
it's going to be.
You'd be willing to give a 1-up?
I'd be willing to give up a 1 for Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon Walker.
He's another Georgia kid. He fits in with that defensive line perfectly. He's got 2 back-to-back double-digit sack seasons. He's 25 years old. He's about to make a lot of money, but listen, we all like Nolan Smith. All right, let's put that aside for a second. We like Nolan Smith and we like JAKIB Hunt. Do you believe in your heart, Eagles fans, that Nolan Smith is ready to be a number 1 edge and JAKIB Hunt is ready to be a number 2 edge on a Super Bowl winning team? Again, I'm not trying to bet. Those players, I think, have big upsides. Are they ready to be the 1 and the 2 on a Super Bowl team? Or Trayvon Walker and Nolan Smith are your starters with JAKIB Hunt as your third. That sounds more like a Super Bowl edge group to me. And you're giving up what? The 28th pick in the draft to go and do it?
He's still on a rookie deal. They've picked up the 5th-year option. You don't really have to give him a contract right now.
No.
Until the end of next year, correct?
No, you wouldn't have to do it right away. I would recommend doing it right away, but they probably won't. I would do a Devontae Smith type.
Because I would want to see what he was in my defense, right? I'd want to see what he was.
Let's look at what he is.
They picked up his option. So they got 2 years with him.
All right, dude. This guy's stats, though.
Oh, dude, he's had a nice start in Jacksonville.
He got 2 seasons. He went 3.5 sacks his rookie season. He had 10 sacks in 23, 10.5 sacks last year, and he had 2 straight seasons of 17 games played.
I'm great with that.
I'm awesome with that.
There's nobody
Yeah,
on
he's
the Eagles
24.
there's nobody on the Eagles with that kind of
So
talent.
how many players in the league are 24 years old with 2 double-digit sack seasons?
And do me a favor. How many games has he missed?
He played 17 games both of the last 2 years. He played 15 in his rookie year.
Well, so there's no.
I don't know if that was injury or if that was because he was a rookie and maybe he didn't play.
They made the playoffs that year too. So I would say this to you. Okay, so he's 24 years old. Where are you projecting you to be in the draft the next 2 years, you think?
Yeah.
24, 25? From 25 to 32, right?
Yeah. 26, 27
26 to 27 to 32, right?
Yep.
You're expecting to be down there. Basically, you're down near the top of the second round.
Yeah. Brendan says he'll walk across the first. Brendan, I agree. It's a 1. It's a 1 and $25 million a year. That makes him the 5th highest paid edge rusher in football behind Max Crosby.
Would you give a 1 and a 5 up for him?
I give a 1 and a 5 and pay him $25 million a year. And I would say to Nolan Smith, bro, you got to have a good year. I've only seen 9 games. I can't give you $25 million a year, $30 million a year off 9 games.
Doesn't this hedge your bets against both Jalix Hunt? Get this. Doesn't this hedge your bets?
You got 3 more years with Jalix Hunt.
Doesn't this hedge your bet also that one of those 2 guys, you're hoping both guys, but you're also doing this. In case one doesn't, there's my future on the other side. Right?
I think Walker's a great option. I do.
I don't think $25 million for that number.
Dude.
Shit, you don't have a guy in your football team.
I agree. I agree. But can we look at it together and come up with a number? Because this is what I want to show you. All right. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to pull up this and I want to show you because the problem with projecting him right now is the edge rushers have a weird drop off right now where the top 5 guys make 34 million plus or whatever it is. And then you got everybody else. All right, I'm going to pull it up right now. Edge defender. All right, look.
I know the guy Daniel Hunter makes a lot of money. He makes a lot of money.
All right, just give me 1 sec. Here it comes. All right. All right, here's Spot Track, the edge rushers. All right. Now these are total value deals, so it's not average annual. We'll look at average annual next, but total deals would be Max Crosby would be huh? Oh,
make it bigger. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So Max Crosby 4, he has 106 million. He's making 35.5 a year. Then you got Montez Sweat, 4 years, 98 million, making 24.5 a year. All right. George Karlaftis, a 24-year-old player, just signed his contract. 4 years, 88 million, 22 million a year. Now, if you go an average annual, it changes a little bit, but still you see it goes from 34 after Bosa to 24.5 after that. So there's a huge drop off right there. You have TJ Watt with 41, Myles Garrett with 40, Danielle Hunter with 35.6, Max Crosby 35.5, Nick Bosa 34. Now, in my opinion, Trayvon Walker is a good player. That's tier 1, and he's not in tier 1. Okay. Then you go down to 24.5 and you have Montez Sweat. I think he comes in between 24.5 and 34. Give him $27 million a year. Give him 4 years, $105 million. That's my offer.
Let me see something here. I see a guy here. Great.
It's $60 million guaranteed.
Okay. So my guy from Buffalo, they're shopping him. I mean, they're shopping that kid.
Who?
Rousseau?
Oh.
He's a Miami Hurricane.
Yeah, Greg Rousseau. Well, he's making $20 million a year too.
Yeah. They're shopping the other guy down with the Dolphins too.
Who, Zach?
No, what's his name?
Oh, Jalen Phillips.
Yes. He's another.
I think there's a major gap here. And honestly, you know what this tells me? As I'm looking, because I still
you'd pay that number.
Well, hear me out. This is what else it's telling me. I'm looking at this chart still right now, and I just showed you guys the big drop from 34 to 24. Then you got guys like Van Ginkel, 23 million, Karlaftis, 22 million, Leonard Williams, 21.5. Zach Sealer, 21.3. Trey Hendrickson's make 21. Greg Rousseau makes 20. And then there comes Josh Sweat at $19 million a year.
Would you send Nolan Smith in a 3 for Walker?
Why trade Nolan Smith though? I don't want because now
you're not sure about his health.
But to do that is counterproductive because I'm going to bring in an edge and get rid of an edge. I mean,
I get to keep my 1, and I gave a 3 up, and I'm loaded next year with comp picks.
What's more valuable to the Eagles this year, Nolan Smith or a 1 in the future?
I'm getting that player, though. I'm doing that for him. I think he's a better player than Nolan.
He's a better player, but I think the best case scenario is that you have him and Trayvon together. That's part of my projection. Now, maybe you think it could be
or maybe you'd say Jalix Hunt then.
Yeah, Jalix Hunt and Trayvon, maybe, but that's a big projection, man. Jalix Hunt, I'm optimistic on the guy.
I'm with you.
Yeah, he has not done that much.
But that kid is good. He's just not the number 1 overall pick. You know what I mean? Dude, that's a funny tag on him. Because, when you're the number 1 overall pick, bro, that's quarterback shit. And you think he's ever going to live up to being a number 1 pick? Like you said, this guy's got 24 and a half sacks in 3 years? I don't know. That sounds pretty fucking productive to me. Coming from an edge, and, he's probably got some interceptions in there somewhere. He's a productive tackler.
Yeah. So there's a couple other names that are weird because they're listed as linebackers. So there's a couple other names that you could look at. Josh Allen with the Jacksonville Jags. He makes
a lot of money.
$28 million a year. That's what I mean with Trayvon. Like Trayvon's right there at 25. That's the right number. He's not 34 with Nick Bosa and company. He's not.
If you want to hear this, I know you're going to think this is crazy. I think Josh Allen's a better player than Trey Hendrickson.
I think I don't think Trey Hendrickson is. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's all he's cracked up to be.
That kid Josh Allen,
Brian Burns also makes 28 too.
And you know what would they do? A 3 and a 5 and $25 million in New York for him? That's a steal.
Bryce Huff making 17 is crazy.
Right. In San Francisco now. Okay, so you think they're going to make an A move? Like a move?
I don't think they're going to make an A move. I want them to make an A move. I'm willing to do that. You're in a win now window. Like we just talked about the Cowboys living on the glory days. Well, we got to go in for this window. I would go in for the now. Right now. You have a rare opportunity to bolster this defense and run it back for not only this year, but the next 2 years, 3 years. Fucking do it. What are we holding on to a late first round pick? If you can get now, I don't even know if he's available. I'm just saying, if it was out there, I would go and do it.
They've been shopping him. They've been shopping Walker.
I know they have, but they did pick up the 5th-year option.
That because it makes it easier to pick him up.
Bob brings up a good point, but Bob, as he says, Zander, you need to consider the cap hit. Burns and Josh Allen will have a huge cap hit. Bob, who better than the Eagles, though, at managing cap hits?
They got 23 in space right now.
It's not about the space, though. It's about the cash because they're worried. I'm telling you, they got the Carter deal coming. That's what it's about.
Okay, well, then
if they give Trayvon Walker that big deal, they're going to give him what, $60 million in escrow.
So let me ask you this then, Zander. Do you think Howie Roseman underestimated, or I should say overestimated, the moves that they had and the players that they have on the team this offseason?
No, I don't think he overestimated it or underestimated.
Why is he making all these moves?
Well, I think he's analyzing that when you do make Temu signings, there is more likelihood that more of them won't pan out. That's why they signed 12 of them and not 3 of them. They're cutting a lot of them. So there's a little bit more there to talk about, but I think he always came into this approach when he decided to take this approach of a cheap offseason. I think he knew a lot of players weren't going to work out. Most of them probably wouldn't work out. If you get 3 or 4 of them that hit, you're in better shape. Now, right now, it doesn't even look like that many is hitting. Because
but we're almost a week before the season starts, and
I'm aware. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm aware of that.
Do they keep both Ojulari and Uche.
I guess. I mean, if they don't trade for an edge, they're gonna.
Okay. Who's starting at safety?
Makuba.
Makuba's going to start there. Okay.
Probably not, honestly. It'd probably be Sidney Brown week 1, but I'd put Makuba.
That's who you want.
I want Makuba because I think he's better at what Vic wants him to be better at.
You're a better tackler.
Better tackler, better in coverage, better in space.
Better in space.
That does everything like that better. That's the type of safety that Vic wants.
And you think that it's going to be Bennett and Jackson out wide, right?
Bennett and Jackson.
Adoree Jackson.
No. Well, Quinyon and probably Adoree. Quinyon and Adoree with Coop in the slot. And then I think it'll become Bennett on the outside.
I'm saying that you're going to have two corners out there. You're going to have Adoree Jackson and you're going to have Bennett that are going to be playing that position.
Yeah.
And get this, that job is not going to be solidified September 4th. That's going to be a week-to-week. Don't you think the safety and corner are going to be a week-to-week proposition on who plays best? Who gets to start the next week? You're going to go into the season with nobody solidified at those two positions.
Don't you by default feel better about corner if you get an edge?
Yes.
Especially a guy like Trevon.
Depends who it is. If it's just a dude, no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why John keeps bringing up that dude. Who's that dude that he keeps bringing up? I fucking already forget his name. He keeps bringing him up. Who was it? Who listened to Birds 365 this morning?
Phillips?
No, not Jalen Phillips. Some dude who makes $7 million a year. I don't know. It's another one of those dudes, and I'm like, he doesn't move the needle. Why? Why do we want another non-needle mover?
I keep my guy in. I keep the guys I have. If you don't know the name, then guess what? I'm keeping the dudes.
It was not.
Oh, it's the kid White in Buffalo. Is it the kid White in Buffalo?
No, it's not that dude, man.
The kid from Georgia Tech.
Fuck was his name, man? Yeah, from the Falcons.
Oh shit! They got that. They went out and got James Pierce because
and Jalen Walker. So they don't need. I mean, they don't need him anymore.
Because they went out and got James Pierce.
Let me find him. I'll find him. Arnold Ebiketie. That's what it is. Ebiketie. Thank you on your knees. It's Ebiketie.
No, thank you. I'll stick with the guys I have and the team who got.
I mean, Ebiketie's not awful, but I'm just saying he doesn't move the needle at all. So it's like I don't really want another guy that I'm coming in and saying I hope he'll be good. I hope he can do it.
You think they get depth at DT?
I think they're still pretty decent there. I mean, they got 3 guys who I think are very capable, and then 4 is probably a pretty big question mark. But I think you can survive with that. I think you can prevail with that. Remember, Jalen Carter played how many snaps last year? Now I don't think you want him playing that many snaps every year, but I think they're better positioned to prevail at that position than edge. So maybe they would make a move, but I don't think that would come before the edge.
You're still on Campbell starting.
Well, I think it looks like Campbell starting. I mean, look who played in the final preseason game and who didn't. Trotter played a lot in that game, Sills. That was not a good sign for him.
Yeah. He's gonna be the backup. Right, because if they were gonna, I mean, shit, they sat out Tanner McKee. All right, so the rotation will be against the Cowboys. It'll be
Trayvon Walker. I'm like dreaming of this right now.
It's funny. Everybody in the offseason, we kept talking about him potentially being an Eagle, and I kept saying this. Well, would Howie give a 1-up for that? Howie doesn't. You might not have to give a 1-up. If
all
you
right, so
trade
the dead cap hit, if they trade him now, 2025, so it's already post
June 1.
And then if it's a trade, their dead cap hit's only $6 million. If they released him, it's $26 million. It's only $6 million for them because Bob Brown was saying, what's the dead cap hit for the Jags? 2025 dead cap hit, if it's a post June 1 trade, which it obviously is $6 million. That is not that much.
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
Nothing.
$6 million for them. Dead cap hit. Come on in, Trayvon. Come on in.
This guy, Jake Glad.
Join the Georgia guys. Come
Okay.
on in.
And let me tell you something about this new GM they got down there. His name is Jay Gladstone. and he got appointed to this position early in 2025. He comes over from the Rams, and he was a director of college personnel when he was there in Los Angeles with the Rams, okay? This is something that this kid would do because this guy wants to build up draft picks because he's a college – his forte is college. So he's going to want a first-round pick. I would think for a guy like that, you would want a 1 and a 3 or 4. Now, you could do it this way too, Zander. A 1 and a 4 contingent on how well Walker plays in Philly. That guy gets you 10-plus sacks. It turns into a 3. Who gives a shit about it? You got yourself a 10.5 sack guy.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, for a 1 and a 3.
See, I've always thought that. Remember back when the Rams did a thing and they used to say F them picks and they got their Super Bowl. I always thought that there was a level of truth to what they did, but they did it the wrong way. And I think Howie would be the perfect guy to say what picks are actually worth giving up and which ones can we not give up to mortgage our future. Now, I'm not Howie Roseman. I'm not trying to say I know more than him or I know more than NFL GMs, but the way I look at it is I'd be willing to give up our first-round pick coming up and then keep all of our future picks. We have like so many mid-round picks. I got to figure out how many mid-round picks
you could probably trade back into the first round next year too with all the comp picks you have.
So I'm just saying, I don't know, man. I would consider it. I would strongly consider it because the Eagles right now have a 1, a 2, 2 3s, 2 4s, 4 5s, a 6, and a 7 next year. They have 4 5s.
4 5s you turn into 3s you easily.
Now, the 4 and the 5 is the conditional from the Hunt pick. So it will either become a 4 or a 5. So you're either going to have 1 4 and 4 5s or 2 4s and 3 5s.
What are you most excited about heading into the start of the season?
What do you mean? Football. The Eagles. My team back on the screen. Beating up on other football teams. The enjoyment that we get out of doing these shows. I always say, people come in and go, Silio's a hit. I'm like, yo, sports talk is supposed to be fun. Lighten up. Lighten up, everybody. Sports talk is supposed to be fun. I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited for life to come.
I'm excited to see where this goes and lands. I've never been, would you not agree? Even a year ago, this roster, I have no idea what it's going to do. Last year, everyone was talking about the defense. Well, you know what you have coming into this year? You're also talking about the passing game. You're talking about a very young defense. You're talking about backups that you don't really know what you have. You're talking about players that really have limited play. Of all the years in the last 5 years we've been doing this, Zander, this has got to be a year where I really don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know.
I don't know if I agree. I think there are questions, but I think the team is.
You got more questions with more players who haven't done anything in their careers.
Yeah, than
you have before.
Shells, you used to say something to me and you've been saying this well before I started coming on the air, but you used to say to me, I look at trends. Look at trends. I'll do 4-game trends or other. Now I'm looking at a 3-year trend. And I'm just saying, again, that doesn't mean I'm guaranteed to be right, but I'm saying this team in the last 3 years, their worst season, their collapse season, they won 11 football games. Now, it was ugly. I know it wasn't great. And I'm not trying to say that was
no, but that's the floor.
Right. The 11. Trend of this team is going in the right direction. The core that has made the team good in those last 3 years is still here, is still with us, is still cemented together. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, with all these questions, I think they're going to be a bad team. I think they're going to be a really good team. My question is, how good? Will they win in January? Will they be that good? They're going to be really good. How good? What's the ceiling go to? I think it's pretty high.
Let me get a couple questions on you in the NFL. What do you make of Michael Parsons and that whole thing laying on the sidelines there like that? And
yeah, I mean, you also talked about finger food. You must have missed that because he was walking into the stadium with finger food too, with nachos, eating nachos, walking into the stadium.
How if you're a head coach, do you instill discipline and culture?
Yeah, but
he's not walking outside of it.
How are we going to blame Micah when the head of the snake does the same shit? Leadership permeates, Sileo. And when you have an owner that cares more about playing, the protagonist to the media, you're going to create star players who think the same way.
But
Now, Micah kind of already has that in him. Jerry's just bringing it out more.
Okay, well, guess what? You know why that thing didn't last in Dallas with Jimmy and him? Because Jimmy would go like this to fucking Jerry. Fuck you. Get off the field. This is my team. I run this bitch. Yeah. We're doing it this way. It's why it never was going to last past 5 years. Because you weren't going to undermine the coach and the discipline on the team. Okay, you just weren't going to do that around that.
I get it. I mean, look, I think both are at fault. I think Jerry should have paid Micah, and I think now Mike is acting up about it. Now, again, I more view it from an Eagle lens where it's a good thing for us because they're going to end up paying him more money, and when they do pay him, and they're going to be just like they paid Dak $60 million. There's no reason they need to pay Dak. Josh Allen, who just got the new deal, and it's 56. I think it was Josh. 56. Like, Dak, there's been new quarterback deals, and Dak is still the highest paid, which shows you that they paid too much money. They paid too much. They're going to do the same thing with Micah. So from an Eagle lens, it's great. What I think about the player is I think he's a prima donna, and it's coming out more because his owner's a prima donna. And it's like a fist fight of who can be the bigger fucking prima donna. And both of them should grow up and be men and beat the task at hand. But they're not going to do that. They don't care about that. Again, Cowboys fans say it already though. They've already, because this is the new rebuttal for all Cowboys fans. Our owner cares more about $12.8 billion. That's all he cares about. What do you want me to do about it? And it's like, all right, you're right, but that's the truth,
bro. This right here again. I mean, all of that is true. But this is what undermines you on being and getting better. You're never going anywhere because you've got an owner who is totally more, it's more important for him to be in the headlines nowadays than it is to really be a football guy. And so this is where you are. You're right. There's no respect for anything on that team. There's no respect for winning. There's no respect for culture. Zander, this shit doesn't happen in Philly. This is why they're 10 times up.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
What do you make of the Sanders boys story over the weekend with the Sanders boys?
Somebody asked me about that this morning.
Shador,
I don't have a problem with, but I think Shiloh was pretty fucking stupid in what he did. I didn't really see it, but I get on Twitter at night and I see Shiloh Sanders punches somebody in a preseason game, and I'm like, yeah, dude. I mean, you got every team right now has. There's probably thousands of players right now that are on the brink, on the bubble of getting cut on rosters. You won't find anybody on any roster. I don't give a shit what your last name is, where you're fighting for a spot and you're throwing punches in a preseason game and then making the roster. It's like it has nothing to do with anything else other than that player got ahead of himself and made a dumb decision. Now, as far as Shador. I like Shador. I don't think he's got a bad head on his shoulders. I think he gets a lot of flack because of what people think of his dad, and I don't think that's really fair. I don't think it's I don't know. I kind of like it. I mean, look, I'm a people guy. I want them to succeed, but I'm not gonna if a player does something stupid. I mean, yeah, Shiloh should be called. That was dumb. Fuck you doing, dude? If I'm his dad, I'd call him and saying, "Yo, you want to play in the NFL or do you not? You're punching somebody in a preseason game for? Get your head on straight, dude. You're trying to make a roster." Not get a TV soundbite. Fucking make the team.
That's what I said this morning in Tampa. I went like this. I go, listen, this dude was a practice squad guy.
Yeah.
And he's like right there. He wasn't going to make the 53. And for you to do that, the next guy that's looking at potentially hiring you is looking at your decision-making now. Is that what you really want to have on your team? Now, as for Shador, what I don't like about this story, hey, Zander, you said something a couple weeks ago about Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid didn't think Patrick Mahomes was ready to play. He sat him behind Alex Smith, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What's wrong with having him sit back and watch a veteran guy and Joe Flacco prepare for it? But why is it that everyone's like, all of a sudden, Kevin Stefanski's a shitty coach. He's the 2-time NFL Coach of the Year. Like he would, bro.
Well,
I can't believe that he's won as much games and as many games as he won. You talk about a shitty organization. Jimmy Haslam's an awful owner, man. He's the guy that cut that Watson deal.
Well, this is the difference. It's a thing called pedigree. And when you're Andy Reid, you get the benefit of the doubt in situations like that. When you're Kevin Stefanski and you're the Cleveland Browns and your organization has sucked balls and your fans are visibly upset and losing patience, we all know why, then they're going to be more on you about something like that. The other side of this is that Shedeur is a very unique player. We have not seen a player like Shedeur in a long time. And I don't mean a talent perspective.
You think more of him?
No. I'm not talking about talent right now, Sills. I'm talking about he is a superstar. Whether you think he can play football or not is not what I am talking about. He is a captivating superstar. And he's the third or fourth string quarterback right now. This kid shows up to the preseason game, and there's dudes, kids, everybody mogging him to get into the stadium. Was anybody mogging Kyle McCord to get into the stadium? Shedeur is captive. Even the haters and even people that don't like, he's a you know what I mean. I'm not just talking about praise. I'm talking about you either love him or you hate him. But one thing is guaranteed, you're talking about him. That's a rare instance.
He's a black Tim Tebow.
I don't know. I try not to bring too much race into it, but I get
it.
I'm not trying to say it's not a part of it.
No, because race is in this.
Well, no, race is in everything. I agree. But again, I'm a white dude. I can't.
No. I'm not. What I'm saying to you is that all the white people were pushing and talking, and I'm saying that it's become polarizing, and it's part of the story.
Yeah, I agree.
That's right there, right, Kim? It's polarizing. Okay, and it polarizes fucking part this, that, everything, as you said. The praying of Tebow. Tebow was an enormous and is an enormous star. But guess what? Like you said, his talent at the end of the day has nothing really to do with it. This is more about him being polarizing.
Well, he is very polarizing.
I think, unfortunately, that gets in the way.
I happen to be a fan, but I do think he's very polarizing. You know, what's his name? Zeal responds. He says he's a lightning rod. That doesn't make him a superstar. I don't know, man. When you're the number one seller
was talking about that, though. That might even get in the way of his growth as a player. I think it got in the way of Tebow's growth.
Zeal, what happens to you when you're the biggest lightning rod in the biggest sport on the planet?
You get a lot of healing on you.
What by default, Zeal? What happens when you're the biggest lightning rod in the biggest sport in the biggest country on earth? Or not the biggest, but you know what I mean, the most powerful country on earth. You're a superstar. Again, it's like saying Trump's a superstar. Not everybody loves him, or not. Some people love him, some people hate him. What cannot be denied is everybody's talking about him. My definition of superstar is probably not what you're thinking it is. He is going to be talked about on every single network, every single week, across every different social media platform, in every different fan. I've never seen this. This kid's talked about by every fan base. So he's a Cleveland Browns quarterback.
He was on This Morning, Good Morning, CBS, and they were talking about it. I said it with a couple guys this morning. I've never in my life seen more publicity for it at UDFA in Shiloh and a fifth-round quarterback. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, Shedeur, he's big, man.
And by the way, for me, on Shedeur, this ain't personal, dude.
No, I'm not saying you're saying it's personal. I'm just saying that it's a complex player to gauge the situation because
it's a complex story.
Look, he does have a bravado about him, right? And I like it. Again, I like confident players like that. I like people who don't give a shit. I like people who are willing to be themselves despite what everybody else, what all the nerds and, glasses and their polos and their big ass stomachs hanging over writing about the player. I get it. I like that. So I appreciate it. But the reality, the objective reality is that it is a bravado and it does bring love and hate. And he's kind of threaded that needle perfectly with his dad, who does it the same way, with the way the draft happened. I mean, did you hear who was the quarter or the old football player? I think it was Eric Dickerson was on a show recently.
Yeah,
and he said he heard that the NFL was calling teams telling them not to draft Shedeur. Now, again, I don't know if that's true or not. It might not be true. It might be true. I don't know. I'm not going to question Eric Dickerson. I'm just bringing it up to say, to the point of, everybody wants to talk about Shador. Whether he's a 5th-round player, an undrafted player, doesn't matter. He is a massive name right now in the sports world.
Do you think his father, Dion, helps or hurts him?
Confident people make other people uncomfortable. I don't think it should hurt him. I think, unfortunately, it does hurt him because the nerds are more in control of this world than they should be. And that's just the reality of the beast. Dion is a powerful dude, a successful dude who's done it his way, who doesn't give a fuck what the status quo is, who doesn't care what people say he should or shouldn't do. He does it on his way. He does it how he wants to do it. And he's done that his whole life.
Well, Dion
can
now,
do that. Well, even worse, though, Sills.
Dion can do that because of Dion's talents.
Well, I know he could, but that doesn't. I mean, I'm not going to.
By the way, I'm not blaming his kids.
That's what I mean. I'm not going to hold that against Shador.
No, I'm not either.
But here's the other thing about Dion. Now Dion's done it in a realm where it used to be so cookie cutter. You had to be a certain persona. You had to do this different thing as a coach. Dion came and said, I'm doing it my way. I'm doing it this way. I'm going to wear this. I'm going to train my players like this. I'm going to talk about this with my players. And now people don't like that even more. So Dion, talk about lightning rod. He's the king lightning rod in that family,
So they cut Terrence Marshall?
Probably. I didn't think he was making the team. So I hope Darius Cooper's making the team.
Do you think he's done enough for them to cut him and bring him back?
Who, Terrace? Probably to the practice squad.
Because, no. I'm talking about Darius Cooper because John said something interesting last week, and I never looked at it through Howie's eyes. Howie goes like this. Do you think I could cut him, bring him back? Has he done enough for other teams to pick him up? Because who do I think could get through waivers is how I'm going to try to build my football team. Now, do you think they play that game like that? Because they really like him. They want him on the team. Do you think that they would cut him, bring him back, put him on the practice roster, and then elevate him? But has he done enough for another team to claim him? Because he would have to go through waivers.
I don't think he's going to get claimed.
I don't either.
Wait. Darius Cooper, you saying, or Terrace?
Yeah, I don't think he would get claimed.
No. They're going to keep Darius. I think he's done enough to get claimed. I think there's two. Here's the thing about Cooper. I think in a regular year, Darius Cooper wouldn't get claimed. I think when you're the Eagles, though, and everybody's had the microscope on your team and you won the Super Bowl and everybody's been talking about you and everybody's talked about Howie Roseman for the last 3 years, the best executive in football, and Darius Cooper has gotten the type of headlines he has from the Eagles camp, now I think he's probably going to get claimed. Even if teams do their homework and they don't like what they see, they might say, hey, let's take a shot. He's better than who we have on our squad. That's the word. I think he would actually get claimed. I thought you were talking about Marshall at first. I think Darius would get claimed. I think he's going to be here. I think they're going to keep him.
So he's part of the rotation. Hey, so did John give you any
Eli Ricks got waived, by the way.
Yeah. Did John tell you anything about AJ if he's going to be ready to rock in week 1?
He assumed that. I mean, I'll get more clarity on it, but last time we talked, he said AJ should be ready for week 1. Yeah.
Okay. How about?
Remember, I was pushing when they traded for Mechie, and he was, basically made me feel like I was insane for asking.
I know. This is where I'm at here. I mean, okay, who would be the most surprising cut for you coming up still tomorrow?
Yeah, I can't say there's a lot of surprise. There would be any surprises.
Maybe shot Keely Ringo being cut.
Nah, because I think he can play special teams. I think they would try and trade him. I mean, he's still a cheap player that they drafted a couple years ago. I don't think that they would get rid of him. I mean, remember, part of roster construction is the back end has to play special teams, and he can do that. So I don't think he'd get cut, but I wouldn't rule it out completely. I can't say it would be a huge surprise. What's that?
What's Tristan McCullum's role?
Backup safety. I mean, is he going to?
Okay, so he's a third team safety.
I don't know how many safeties are they going to keep.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, where if you're going to go Makuba and Brown there, where's Tristan in that? That's 4 safeties, counting Reed.
Well, remember they're probably going to go heavy on corner because they have Cooper who can do both.
Okay.
So that gives you a little bit more flexibility when you have a corner who can do both.
One last one before we read the supers. So you're saying this. Now, remember the rule, Zander. If you're going to have a guy as your emergency quarterback, he's got to be on your 53-man roster. You have to bring him up from your practice squad, then you put him on your 53-man roster to have him as your emergency. Are the Eagles carrying 3 quarterbacks?
Well, yeah, because they got rid of McCord. I thought they were going to try and get McCord to the practice squad. I guess maybe they still could. I'm not really sure how that works, but
didn't they only have 2 quarterbacks active last year?
No,
they had 3.
No, they had Pickett, and then McKee was the emergency.
So he was on the 53 then.
Yeah, he's on the 53.
Okay, he was on. So that's right. So
remember, you have to have an emergency quarterback now.
Yeah, but he has to be on the 53.
Yeah, McKee was on it last year.
Okay,
he got swiped up.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So they're going to go 3 there. How many receivers are they going to keep, in your opinion? What's John saying?
I think John said 5 this morning.
5. Okay. How many tight ends do you think?
John said 3.
3? I thought it was 2. Okay.
Well, he's factoring in the run-heavy approach potentially.
How many O-linemen? 10?
10.
That's down from 11.
They're pretty easy to project now.
Have you been disappointed with the O-line depth?
Yes. I said that after the preseason game on the postgame show. I didn't think they looked like they were cracked up to, and it was proven.
Do you know that could be a lot to do with the quarterback's play too, though?
Yeah, but it was both, dude. I mean, I'm not sure how much of that damn preseason game you watched. It was much of a snooze fest. So I
did a little.
Yeah, it was.
I watched the first half, and I went,
"Oh my god, it was bad."
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, no." I mean, the
Tough
Jets are so bad.
The Eagles looked awful, bro. They did not look better.
Yeah, I think they threw that game in a trash can, though. I'm
not. It's a preseason game. I don't really care. I'm just saying it was tough to watch for sure.
All right, let's read those supers, bro.
All right, let's do it. Prince says, sign Mike Hilton and position him in the slot. Is he a free agent?
I don't know.
31. Oh, yeah, he got released today. The Dolphins released him.
Played for Vic. Played in that too high. That's not terrible. Could sign him to possibly league minimum. He's 31 years old.
5'9", 183. Whew, man, these small safeties.
At 31? That would all depend on the relationship that he would have with Vic.
And he's a corner, so that's fine as a corner.
Yeah, no. I'm looking for a little more than that.
Well, we'll see. Big Marshall says, not cool that tight end hit Shiloh first and nobody's saying shit. Wow, go watch the clip. Well, Big Marsh, I agree with you that tight end was a jerk-off too, but here's the thing. If you're going to be the center of attention, you got to understand that comes with a different territory.
That's right.
Right? That's like a quarterback acting like a bench player.
That's right.
Do that. You got to understand the territory. So he's a young man. I'm not trying to bash him. He's a young man. It's tough for him that,
the 13 tight end, nobody gives a shit about. You're right. Yeah. He could start it. Zander just said it. Shiloh has to carry himself bigger and better at all times. Is it fair? No. But if you're going to walk the walk, okay, you got to go in that room. Marsha, I mean, listen, you're not wrong. Nobody's saying anything about the tight end. Nobody gives a fuck about the tight end. By the way, the Bucs haven't closed the door on bringing him back to the practice squad, but Todd Bowles, who's going to be on tomorrow at 3, by the way, he's not going to tolerate that kind of bullshit. He's just not. That's not who he is.
Kyle says, Cowboys are stuck on the Titanic and the iceberg is coming on September 4th.
The only difference about knowing the Titanic story now, Kyle, we know the boat hit the berg.
No. Kyle's acting like that the boat hasn't they've been sinking for 30 years, dude. They're on like the final raft they have out that's about to hit the next iceberg.
Yeah, you're about to become a frozen popsicle come September 4th. That thing's over, Junior.
All right, here we go. Rashid says, don't forget, we would have Walker for 2 seasons under his rookie contract without giving him a deal. Well, I would recommend getting the deal done quick. because I'm not waiting because a bunch of edge rushers are about to make bigger money. I wouldn't wait. I would give him the money. You could probably get him at 26, 27 million a year. He's going to be a double-digit sack guy for the next 5 years on your football team. You position yourself beautifully with that player.
So what are you going to do? Have the entire 2021 Georgia Bulldog front four playing in Philly?
I mean, if they've proven though that they're good at the NFL level, I don't give a shit where, you know what I mean, where they played. If they're good, then they're good. I mean,
he's good.
I mean, he's good.
He's good. He's a good player, man.
I mean, dude, he's 24 years old. He's got 2 double-digit sack years. Not many 24-year-old NFL players can say that. Oh, yeah, I've had 2 seasons of double-digit sacks.
24 sacks in 3 years. That's really good.
Yeah. As a young kid.
And he's like
young man.
24.
Dual Threat says, yo, you and Z have the best program nation. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much, Dual.
Appreciate you, Dual. Philly Don says, Eagles met with Ja Joyner. What's your thoughts? I'm not familiar with him.
I don't know who he is either.
Ja Joyner? Let me look him up.
Eagles met with Ja
Joyner. Raiders, 24 years old, defensive end, 6'4", 262, pretty small.
What school he go to?
Minnesota.
Edge. He's a Bama kid.
From Danbury, Connecticut, Sills.
Oh, wow. So he played in the FCAC. Okay.
So.
Yeah, he played in my conference.
Danbury High School he went to.
Yeah, he's a Hatter. Got it. All right.
Dorky
I have to look him up more. I'll look him up more, dude.
You dorky ass Connecticut people.
Yeah.
Brian Pump says, JC Sills, how many moves do we need? Almost as if Howie trolled the offseason. Good teams don't usually need this many moves this late.
He's not wrong. And I agree with John.
But I think I've already addressed. I think the approach that they took this year was Howie always knew probably coming into this that he was going to be shaking and baking late August because you didn't sign proven play. You signed a lot of cheap darts.
I don't know if they thought that Keeley would bomb as much as he did.
That I agree with. Keeley's different. Everywhere else, though, is I think they brought in. Remember, John.
I think they have to be disappointed in the old lineman they drafted.
John brought up something this morning. All right. John brought up something this morning and said, Howie said on a press conference a couple months ago when he spoke, and he made one phrase. I'm going to paraphrase. I don't know if exactly this was it, but I can always find backups is basically what Howie said. And you're seeing this right now. He's taking on some of his 6th, 7th round picks in the future. He's flipping them around and bringing in better backups. You got Fred Johnson for a 7th, you know? I mean, it's always easy to find backups. So it's where the good teams, it's the good players.
The thing that John said is right. Zander, you spent 8 months working with dudes. And for you to go like this, well, I'm going to throw my hands up, and Jeff Stoutland couldn't do anything and find a swing tackle? I mean, you drafted guys, you signed guys, and all of a sudden
they projected they wanted
to wait,
let me finish. In the first couple
rounds. But wait, 10 days out from the start of the season, all of a sudden, 8 months of work, you couldn't find a guy? That's an underestimation of what you had in your building. They underestimated. Or I should possibly say they overestimated what they had. So, I mean, people could sit there and say and go like this. You're making, and they're probably, get this. Would you not agree, Zander? If they go get Walker, they clearly underestimated what they thought they had on that team.
Yeah, but I'd be happy with that.
That would be the 7th move you've made.
Yeah, but what's the alternative? What is the alternative?
I'm not saying that's not the right. Hey, addressing mistakes is okay if you address them. If you let them linger like the Cowboys do, that's worse. I'm not saying you're wrong. Howie's looking at it like this. Fuck. Okay, I need to go get Fred. That's not bad. Okay, but you sat for 8 months and you came to the conclusion 10 days out from camp. I fucked up on the O-line projections on what I thought we had in the room. That's what that Fred Taylor trade represents, Zander. I mean, we drafted dudes. We have guys. John was telling me you guys had 11 ready-made guys. Well, that's not what that trade means. So I think they really overestimated the talent they had. and especially some of them Temu signings. I mean,
I think they're in good shape. If they had an opportunity to go and get a player like Trayvon Walker, I would do it.
okay. Hey, I say one more time. You got a really good 25-man roster. Unfortunately,
dude, that's fucking every team in football, dude. Don't give me that
we're
bullshit.
not talking up. You're not every team. You're the fucking defending Super Bowl champions. You're not every team. You're not every team.
Yeah, but dude, that doesn't.
You're
That
the
doesn't,
elite team in the NFC. There's a difference in your roster level of talent versus the fucking Carolina Panthers.
all right, so who are the better teams?
Nobody. That's the point. Okay? No. What I'm saying is that you're making all of these moves now and you're calling yourself the best team. I said you have a great 25. There's 53 dudes on the roster. And all these moves you're making, get this, I don't really have to say anymore. All I have to do is watch how we move.
Well,
okay? I mean, right?
I mean, I hear you, but let's see how it plays out. I mean,
that's totally fair.
I think that's where I'm at. Like I said to you, I am banking on the trend a little bit. All right, this team has proven to me.
You have every right to.
Yeah, I mean, the trend of this team is in a good direction.
Yep.
They still got the core. They still have a quarterback who is learning more each year, and I in my estimation, will continue to get better. I think they're in a good spot, but I understand where you're coming from with it.
I understand where you're coming from too, because the rule is, how good is a team? You can only go for the last 3 games on what your deals are when it comes to trends and how good you are. Find out how great your organization has been. Go the last 3 years, and that's right. How have you been the last 3 years when it comes to drafting, free agent signings, and evaluating and elevating talent? I don't know. That's why I said to you a couple minutes ago, I don't know where this is going to land. I really just don't know where it's going. Hey, you get an injury at Q. You get an injury at the linebacker position, the pawn. You get an injury anywhere in that O-line. Bro, you don't have the depth you had a year ago. You're not going to overcome that shit.
Sileo.
I'm just hooking you up here.
I want you to listen to me very fucking.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Let me hear it.
You ain't batting so hot right now,
no,
Mr. Sileo.
I have been dead on with everything I've said this offseason.
This team is in good shape.
Okay.
This team is in good shape.
His moves aren't showing that, but okay.
Well, I think what lens are you looking at it through?
I'm looking at it that I was told that this was a stacked roster, and I'm watching the guy make 6 different moves in the last 10 days.
Oh, yeah. I think you're making it sound like they're swapping out their starting quarterback.
No, I said you had a top 25. You had 25 good players on your roster. No. You're not listening to what I said. I think you had 25 really good football players.
Who plays a bigger part in any Super Bowl team winning and all? The top 25 or the bottom 25?
The roster. You won your Super Bowl because of your roster.
No. Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the full 53.
Answer my question.
Hold on. How much of an influence do you think Oren Burks, Fred Johnson, and Isaiah Rodgers played in your success a year ago?
They played a lot. I agree. That's why you brought back Freddie.
Who are those?
Yeah, welcome back.
I love that move, actually.
Freddie J for a 7th, baby.
Hey, I like that move. I think that puts you in a good.
Oh no, yeah. Freddie Johnson is back, baby.
Do you agree that Howie thought it was wrong that he didn't sign him now?
No.
You gave up a pick for him too, and you went and traded for him. But you don't think
they probably ate half the signing bonus. He's cheaper now.
Oh, wait a minute. So him letting him walk out and him going and trading for him, you don't think he admits making a mistake there? I got it.
Look at 40 to 6. He says, Sales always frames it as A or B. What about C? Maybe people know how he's open for business and called him and he couldn't pass on Fred for a 7.
46. Don't fucking play my game.
Yeah, dude. A couple weeks ago, you told me this team is the best team in football. You still believe that?
Oh, that top 25 years? Yeah.
All right, then enough said.
I don't think you have the best roster all around. You're not as deep as you were.
What do you mean?
Well, there's 53 guys on a team, dude.
I know. I didn't ask you, is my top 25 the best? I said, do we have the best team? You
Best
said yes.
25? Best 25 now.
No. I'm not saying. I don't care about the best 25.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about the best football team in the NFL right now.
That's 53? Let me see. I could live without fucking Brown. I could live without any corner you have outside of Q. Let's see here. You're like, I can't believe I'm going to say this, man. Your best unit in your defense is probably your linebackers, which is fucking crazy.
Might be.
Right?
How about them corners?
Ooh, how you doing?
How about them edge rushes? That's a deep room.
John
has won me over on the edge rusher depth because the two guys that you need to be good are still projections.
Yeah.
So you got to get another guy. If we bring in Trayvon Walker, I will be insufferable.
I got one last thing. That will look great too, your front seven.
I will be insufferable. You might kick me off your show.
Hey, wait. I got one last thing.
You might relegate me to once a week.
Hey, no way. Listen here. Top 100. So your boy Hurts get bumped down.
Oh, dude, you're ridiculous.
From 15 to 19. What happened?
20 player in the NFL.
Wait a minute. He was 15 a year ago, and now he's 19. He got bumped down. I don't know.
What do you mean? It's because they ran the ball last year. I think it's a pretty appropriate spot for him.
Okay.
19, a top 20 player in football. I'll take that.
It's so sensitive here. I just said he got bumped down 4.
Oh, wait. What else happened? Who's going to be in the top 5 players in the NFL?
Hey,
No. Who's going to be in the top 5?
He got bumped down 4.
Who is going to be in the top 5?
He went from 15 to 19. How's that?
All right, you added a number 1. You added a top 5 player in the NFL who was a running back.
Oh, okay. I know.
Quite obvious that your quarterback might.
I know. Your quarterback was the second fiddle in the team.
You're acting like you went from 15
your
to 6.
quarterback was the caboose last year because Barkley's
No. 19 is not a caboose.
Barkley's going to be ranked. I guarantee.
Now the 19th. Now the 19th.
Where do you think Barkley's going to be ranked?
32 teams. He's the 19th best player.
Barkley's going to be ranked.
Barkley might be 1.
Okay. So 1. Now I know why your boy got bumped down. Get the best player in the league.
It's obvious. It's not a bad thing.
Oh, hey, I know it's obvious.
Added the number 1 player in football.
Hey, I got it. Hey, when you're when you got to play second fiddle to the number 1 guy, I got it.
Listen to me.
Hey, no. I'm just following the list. I don't know.
This team is coming. And they're in a good position. Now, they got some things to overcome. They got some questions. And I think those are all very fair and fine to talk about, discuss, and analyze. But the truth of the matter is this. This team is going to be in the top, in the conversation to win the Super Bowl again this year. Again, my question isn't if they're a great team, it's how great. How far will they go? How good will they play in January? How far will the climb be this year? Last year, they were able to climb the distance. It's a hard thing to do every year. There's no doubt. And you need 53 men bought into the vision and the goal. That's a tough thing to do, but I think the team's in a good spot to do it.
I'm going to say that Barkley comes in at number 5.
No, higher.
No way.
He should be the number 1 player in football based on last year.
Okay.
He should have won the MVP in football.
Let me ask you this. Is this based on last year?
I think it is actually. Career? Well, I think naturally the career clouds it a little bit, but I do think it's supposed to be based on last year.
Wow.
I think so. It doesn't mean that's how they vote, but I think that's what the idea is.
What do you think Lamar lands?
Probably top 5, top 10, if not 5, because I don't know. What did he have a great year last year? He did, kind of.
He was 4,141. I mean,
yeah, so probably top 5.
How about Allen? Where do you think he lands?
Top 5.
I think top 3.
Yeah, I mean, you could always make a case for any of them for top 3. I mean, especially Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Saquon.
Henry's going to be up
Joe
there.
Burrow.
He hasn't been brought up.
Probably top 10.
Henry hasn't been put up yet.
Yeah, I'm good with Jalen at 19. I mean, look, Jalen probably could say to you, "Oh, I know why I dropped it. You know, they asked me to do a little bit less last year. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. You know, they didn't ask me to be an MVP. You know, and that's okay. That's okay. I got the ring. I'll take dropping from 15 to 19 and a ring
I just pointed it out. He dropped 4 spots. I got
I
it.
get off the show. My mother's calling me.
Tell mom hi. By the way, your best part of your family is your mom because she's a paisan. How you doing?
Yes, she is. And she really, actually, before I came on the show today, I ate a big bowl leftover last night. We had her Sunday pasta, and she was making the sauce from the morning. Oh, man, was it good, Sills? Man, was it good. So I ate that before I came on the show today. I had a little extra pasta. Maybe
That's
a little
great.
too much pasta, but
Good for you.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
You got it, man. Love you, Zander.
Later,
Appreciate you, man. All good, my friends. Absolutely. We got to pay some bills. Hey, for the record, we're going to have Howard Eskin with us, and Howard will be with us at the bottom of the hour at 5:30 Eastern time. So make sure you buckle up for that. Also, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, we are going to have Todd Bowles, the head football coach of the Buccaneers, on, who in week 4 the Eagles play. And if things go right, folks, you're going to be able to get Todd on again that week of that Bucs game. And you know what I might be doing? Big Joe Krause and Zander are working on this. How would you guys like to do this? How would you guys like to be a simulcast with my radio show in Tampa? And it covers pretty much the entire state. We do a simulcast. And so I'll be bringing your names up while we're talking, and you guys can call in to the radio show. You'll be able to call in while we're doing it live and simulcasting. We may have to do it on a Saturday, though. Okay? So you'll be on in Florida, and you'll get to call into the radio show. You'll be seen here on JAKIB at the same time. What do you make of that? Would you like that? So I think I'm trying to work that special for you guys. Okay? Howie's not done trading. I feel there's more to come. What that looks like, who knows? But edge is a priority in my opinion. Okay. Zander, I think